Hello YouTubers. I'm going to do a 5-part review of the T-Mobile Touch Pro 2 that just came out on August 12th. The reason I have to do it in 5 parts is because it's going to be extremely detailed, and second of all, I'm not a big shot on YouTube, so I'm restricted to 10-minute reviews. There's a lot of information about this phone that I feel you need to know, and it's handy to know, so that's why it's going to be so long. And also, I've noticed that on YouTube there aren't that many reviews of the Touch Pro 2, the T-Mobile Touch Pro 2, and the ones that are posted are pretty much going over the same thing, which they show you the operation of the display tilting, the keyboard sliding out, where the SD chip is, the micro SD slot door, in other words. They show you the back, maybe the battery. So I intend to go deeper than that. The tentative parts are going to include the intro and the history of this phone, which is what you're viewing at this time. That's part 1. Part 2 is going to be pricing and buying tips to where you could possibly get this phone for $150 at the end of the day, meaning that at the end of where you're going to sell the phone, for example, it ends up having cost you about $150, which is pretty good, considering that the retail price without contract for the phone through T-Mobile is $550. Part 3 is going to be what comes in the box, a brief discussion of that because everybody's done the unboxing videos. Discussion of the form factor, the external case, in other words, the buttons, the nomenclature, and the hardware. Part 4, I'm going to talk about the software, the various features, applications that are on the phone, including I'll demo the movie, a movie being played, an FM radio application that I installed for free. So I get FM radio on this phone, which is uber cool, I think. And Part 5 is going to talk about accessories and customization. Customization of the phone in regards to maybe putting custom applications such as the taskbar, what they call the tab bar. Up here at the top, this is the taskbar on this phone. Down at the bottom, these are called tabs, and this is a slider that moves back and forth. Show you that. Just put my stylus on here, and then see, I can drag it. So that's the tab and the sliders. But I'll show you that kind of customization in Part 5, and also on the accessories I'll talk about styluses, a stylus, getting spare stylus that include ballpoint pens in it, also extended batteries, Bluetooth headsets, etc. So that'll be Part 5. Anyway, real quick, let's go over the introduction to the phone, the history of it. This is the full name is T-Mobile Touch Pro 2. The model name is Touch Pro 2. Touch is one word, Pro is another word, and if you want to be picky and exact, the 2 is attached to the Pro, so it's Pro 2 with the 2 making up all one word, so to speak, the Pro 2. Some people do put Pro and then they make a space and put 2, but technically that's incorrect, but who gives a rip? The phone is made by HTC, the handset maker who has put out the G1 and other popular phones. HTC, as I feel, is a quality manufacturer. The HTC stands for High Tech Computer, and they shortened it to HTC a few years back. The phone is of good quality. You don't have to worry about that. But even if there was a question on quality and how it holds up, T-Mobile stands behind the product. You make a warranty claim within the first year through T-Mobile. And I had one warranty claim on a BlackBerry Pearl a little while back. I called them. They authorized the replacement of the phone, the Pearl. They mailed it to me, and then I mailed the defective Pearl back to them. T-Mobile is an excellent company in terms of customer service, so there's no need to worry about that. The handset is a professional device, and anyone that's comparing this to the iPhone or the other, what I call multimedia phones, fun phones, they're making a mistake, because this is not in the same category of phone. The iPhone obviously doesn't have a keyboard. It's not designed to run professional and office applications, at least not to the extent that this device does. And the iPhone, the emphasis is multimedia capabilities. This, being a business device, has all the same multimedia capabilities, but the interfaces are not designed for that. In other words, this phone is not a fun phone. You're not going to go through the music library and have all these flip things, even though you can set it up to do that, but out of the box it's not designed like that. The movie player is a mystery to me. It plays movies really well, but there's no icon in here that I can click and say, oh, I want to open my movie playing application. I open up File Explorer, click the movie title, and it just plays. And so that's an example of what I mean. It's not really geared towards the multimedia fun crowd. The operating system within this is a Windows Mobile 6.1. That is going to be replaced with 6.5 coming up. The 6.5 is going to have more touchscreen capabilities. This does have, within the first few clicks, some touchscreen capabilities, but eventually you get into the old Pocket PC, Windows CE, and Windows Mobile interfaces that operate like Windows. For example, if I click here on my Start button, let me get close. See, there is the familiar drop-down menus, and here I'll click File Explorer. And there it's giving me my File Explorer. But coincidentally, this is my video folder, and here's 2 movies I have on here, or 3 movies, and you click them and they would start playing. Alright, let me close that out. Okay, I'm getting towards the end of this video, the introduction, but again, it's a Windows Mobile device. It's a professional phone. It came out in Europe in June. In July, Canada got it, and it's T-Mobile was the first in the US to get it of all the carriers, but in September, October, all the rest of the carriers are getting it: Verizon, Sprint, and AT&T. So this isn't a T-Mobile exclusive device. There's speculation on pricing, etc., that the other carriers are going to charge. I'll talk about that in part 2. So I'll end this now, and hope you watch part 2, and actually all the way up to part 5.